Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to PRL's 14th round at Singapore. This is going to be a tough one. Dubzzy enters in the championship lead, but is absent for this round, with Rafa taking a dominant pole. We managed to just creep into the 41s, but Rafa 7/10ths quicker in the final sector, proving too much for yours truly to handle, and we line up second on the grid. Other championship rivals, Murph and Danny, are on the second row of the grid, so Marusha looking pretty good at this stage for perhaps another good points haul. Force India on pole once again though.
Remember, brakes and tyres will be cold at the start, so take it easy on the first few corners.
Let's see what we can do. And off we go. Really good traction actually, but being on the inside is a bit tough at this particular turn. And Rafa's covered that up quite nicely, so we're not going to be able to make a move, although he's gone a little bit wide, so he might be vulnerable out of this next corner. And again he's gone wide, struggling maybe for some turning in this opening stanza, and it looks like the two of us have slightly gapped Murph, so I might have a little bit of a crack. I've used Rich here for this Raffles Boulevard, but to no avail, and Rafa absolutely escapes as I play it safe, as I usually do at Singapore, and that allows a Jacko train to form. It's actually the two Red Bulls and the two Marushas. It's Murph, Danny, and then HSV behind. As I sort of, I just stay away from the barriers. And the rain is coming. That's a bit of a problem for Murph and my teammates. You can see there we are all in a huge queue, snapping behind me, and again, the two teammates don't want to stack, so they both pit HSV and Danny, as you can see there on the map, for intermediate tyres, and we follow the next lap. And who will make the better choice? Hopefully we're still going to come out in second position, on with the green marked tyre. And it looks like we may have the advantage, Murph and I, with that strategy call. And perhaps even Tooley jumping up to 4th position. So, good strategy there. Finally someone's coming through, I think that might be Danny. But here on lap 12 we're still soaking up pressure from Murph, and there's a little bit of a tap there. And he's letting us back through before the next corner, so thank you very much for that. And battle resumed, but I'm struggling a lot in the wet. As you guys know, I'm pretty poor in the wet on this game. And here we just snatch that little curb there and can't quite make this turn. Lucky not to lose any parts of our wing. We have to wait there for Tooley to come through as well before we rejoin. So we are down to 4th position. But the next lap, Tooley goes a little bit wide himself and can't get enough traction himself, and we get back straight up into the podium positions in P3. Murph's a bit quicker than us, so we haven't got much hope of catching him. But I was just going to try and stay safe and finish P3 for 15 points. I pit at the end of 17 for another set of intermediate tyres, as especially with no assist it's really difficult to keep the inters, and Tooley jumps us there in fact. As the McLaren pit bay is earlier in the pit lane, and Marusha not quite up to the task of beating the seasoned veterans that are McLaren, but Tooley looks like he's a little bit struggling on these tyres. I think he's also a pad user, so heat in the tyres is going to be very difficult for both of us at this stage of the race, and he gets a little bit sideways there. We're going to put it into Rich and try and go around the outside at the end of Raffles Boulevard. We've already got the position, but we are on the outside.
That was a great overtaking manoeuvre, you made that look easy.
Well, thanks engineer, but it wasn't quite done, but now it is, and we're up into P4, and HSV is yet to make another pit stop. We're going to try for the same move on him. He's got slightly poorer conditioned tyres. Slightly rubbing the Red Bull there, and we're going to make the pass stick. No, he's come back around the outside. What a fantastic manoeuvre by him, and it's one for his highlights. But later in the lap it's just inevitable. Look at the traction difference. He just can't keep the car on the track almost, and yeah, locks up a little bit, and we are straight through. Well, it was quite tight. Good job to him for that brief defensive battle. And again we're in P3, but huge gaps on each side, 15 seconds out to Murph and 37 back to Tooley, so I just decided to play it safe, go for wets as the conditions worsen, and try and finish in 3rd place. But the next lap, much to my surprise, Rafa's in the pits. He's made a horrible strategy choice and we're up to P2. And that's promoted my championship rival to the race lead, so we're going to have to try and hold on to the 18 points because Murphy's going to get 25 and a good haul here. We do know that Rafa has a time penalty behind us, but there's always a chance that can be investigated and gotten rid of, so it is very important to stay in front of the Force India driver to maintain the 18 championship points. And that was a very difficult task as he's very fast in the rain. But hopefully the defensive style I have can help me stay in P2. He's very close coming through this second sector. And in fact it looks like he's going to come on our outside. We're going to leave some space so there's no collision. He's actually gone pretty deep on the brakes and oh yeah, he's hit the wall. Lost an end plate I believe, because the next lap he's still on us even with that loss of end plate, and we get a little bit caught on that curb. Is this going to spell a pass for Rafa? No, not quite. We still have a little bit more traction on the outside there. Looks like he's going for a move. We just catch the curb there and looks like he did too, so putting pay to another move he may have made at the end of Raffles. And Murph wins the race and we're going to hold on to P2 just over Rafa. We'll be disappointed as he did set the pole time.
Brilliant driving.
And led for so long. Anyhow, congratulations to Murph. We go back to the championship lead in this ever-swaying battle. So an acceptable result in terms of the championship. And next round is Suzuka. I've been Jacko. See you then.